Hamilton just revealed Ferrari's plan for the second half of the season, and it is bigger than you think. More updates coming at almost every single race weekend. Lewis himself is saying it loud and clear. The second half is my best time of year. I'm coming back stronger, fitter, and mentally sharper. But there is more. Vasseur has dropped some truly staggering numbers about the first half of the season. Ferrari and Mercedes went through two completely opposite phases. Up until Barcelona, Mercedes was pulling away, scoring 100 points more in just 4 or 5 races. Then Ferrari flipped the script entirely, outscoring their rivals in the races that followed. But the team principal is openly admitting the big limitation right now. The engine is far harder to develop than the chassis, and McLaren is running a totally different philosophy, bringing large isolated upgrade packages. Ferrari, on the other hand, keeps pushing with constant, incremental improvements. We have huge margins to gain everywhere on the car. 12 races still to go. Let's break it all down. Lewis Hamilton is closing the book on a really rough weekend, one marked by bad luck, penalties, and strategy calls that left him with just 10 points, despite genuine winning expectations heading into the race. Even with everything that went wrong in Hungary, the Englishman is finding positives in how the first half of the season has gone overall. He sits 50 points behind the championship leader Kimi Antonelli, but Hamilton believes the raw pace the car has shown gives him a solid foundation to build on for the rest of the year. The negative Hungaroring weekend is behind him, and the Ferrari driver wants to keep his focus firmly on the second half of the season, making sure he avoids the mistakes that cost him in recent Grands Prix. Honestly, I find these words from Hamilton remarkable. A 41-year-old driver with 7 world titles talking like a hungry rookie. He wants to relaunch himself, give real credibility to his championship challenge, and bring back the enthusiasm to the fans he feels he has let down over the past month. After Hungary, Hamilton is already locked in on the second half of the season with one clear goal: getting Ferrari back into the fight at the very top. The 7-time world champion believes the worst is behind him, and that the work being done at Maranello will start paying off in the months ahead. Speaking at the end of the Budapest weekend, Hamilton explained that the team had suffered a meaningful performance deficit in the first part of the championship, but that the engineers are now pushing harder on the development front. The first half of the season has still been positive, he said, considering that I think we were about 3/10 down on power on the straights. I know the guys are working really hard to close that gap. Hamilton then confirmed that Ferrari will continue developing the SF26 at virtually every race on the remaining calendar. We will be bringing updates at almost every single weekend. More are coming in the second half of the season, and we are going to keep pushing. According to Hamilton, the period after the summer break could be the real turning point. He pointed to his own career history, noting that he has consistently produced his best results in the second half of the year. I believe the second half of the season will be stronger for us, he said. It has always been my best time of year. That is exactly why he plans to use the summer break to completely recharge. I am going to take this time to reset everything and come back stronger, fitter, and even more mentally prepared. Hamilton's words confirm the sense of confidence that is quietly building inside the Ferrari garage. The summer break is a genuinely valuable window for him to recover both physically and mentally. The 7-time champion needs it to restore real momentum to his title chase. Personally, I think this break is arriving at exactly the right moment. A fresher, more focused Hamilton after the stoppage could make a real difference. Now let's talk about Vasseur's analysis, because this is where things get really interesting. Ferrari had a harder than expected race in Hungary, but the team showed that the upgrade direction they have chosen is the right one. Even at the Hungarian circuit, the red car arrived with a small adaptation package, including new winglets on the rear wing, designed to improve stability at the rear of the SF26, which has been slightly lacking in that area. Vasseur wanted to give a short review of the first half of the season and reflect on what happened in Hungary, making clear he does not believe the problems came from any fundamental deficit in the car itself. In Hungary, we got the execution wrong, he said. If we had made a clean start and nothing had happened at the first corner, the whole race would have played out completely differently. But execution has actually been one of our greatest strengths in the first half of this season. Ferrari also clawed back points in both championships against Mercedes, thanks to upgrades that firmly put them back in the fight. The first half of the season probably split into two very distinct phases, Vasseur explained. The first phase ran up to Spain, when Mercedes was flying and gained something like 100 points more than US in 4 or 5 races. Then after Spain, we came back and outscored Mercedes in the last 4 or 5 Grand Prix. That number is staggering when you sit with it for a second. Ferrari had fallen 100 points behind in just 5 races, then came roaring back with the Barcelona upgrades to put themselves right back in contention. It is a powerful demonstration of what Ferrari's development machine can do. Ferrari brought upgrades to nearly every single race weekend this season, rather than saving everything for one large package at a time. That is a fundamentally different philosophy from McLaren, who after several quieter rounds brought a major upgrade in Hungary that allowed the Papaya team to take the victory with Norris. Vasseur openly acknowledged Ferrari's main weakness right now: the engine. The impressive chassis development has also helped offset the damage from a power unit that is currently short compared to the competition. Vasseur himself admitted that the engine is far harder to develop than the chassis. "We know we need to improve on the engine side, and we will do it," he said, even though developing the engine is much more difficult than developing the chassis. But the most important thing will be to keep the development pace going. I fully agree with Vasseur on this. The engine is tightly constrained by strict regulations with the ADUO tokens, but the Ferrari chassis is already the best on the grid. Just ask Stella or Wolff, and if the Turbo ADUO 2 arrives at Zandvoort or Monza, then Ferrari will finally have the complete package to fight for everything. All they need now is patience and consistency. Vasseur also highlighted the contrasting upgrade strategies across the field. McLaren made an enormous step forward, but they do not share our same philosophy because they bring large, isolated packages. Their first major package came in Miami. For us, it is clear they bring big steps when they upgrade, but we have a different approach and try to bring new components to almost every single race, the French team principal added. We need to keep this momentum going because there are still 12 races left, and it is still a very long championship. We have big margins to improve on the chassis and everywhere on the car. We just need to maintain this rhythm. Honestly, I think Ferrari's approach is brilliant. Continuous updates at almost every weekend means the drivers always have an evolving car under them, and the engineers can immediately understand what is working and what is not. So here is where everything stands. Hamilton is 50 points behind Maranello after Hungary, but he is looking ahead with real confidence. The second half is my best time of year. New upgrades coming at virtually every race weekend. Summer break to recharge completely. Coming back stronger, fitter, and mentally more prepared. Vasseur admits the mistakes in Budapest but defends the car. We got the execution wrong in Hungary. The first half of the season split into 2 clear phases. 100 points lost in 5 races before Barcelona, then Ferrari outscored Mercedes in the following 5. The engine is hard to develop, but the chassis is already at the top. McLaren brings big isolated packages. Ferrari works with consistent race-by-race progress. 12 races left to play. Huge margins for improvement across the whole car. Ferrari has everything it needs to launch a serious second half. The championship dream is still very much alive. Let me know in the comments what you think. Can Hamilton close that 50-point gap on Antonelli? And do you believe Ferrari's upgrade strategy is better than McLaren's approach? Leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That's all for now. See you next time.